Today I'm at Lhong 1919 with Dr Saran, fifth generation of the Wanglee family and curators of this fantastic new event destination. Hello, Dr Saran.
Good afternoon.
Can you tell us a bit about the venue?
So this place, Lhong 1919, is a very important place that holds relationships between Thai and Chinese trading industries. The venue itself, you could say, was completed in the mid-19th century. My ancestors came to Siam, got off initially at this place. We were in the rice trading business, and as our business grew, we built our residence next to this place. At that time, this place was called Hui Zhong Long. Hui Zhong Long literally translates to steamship terminal, warehouse. In 1919, our family was in our second generation of the business already. The rice trading was relatively successful, and coupled with the global economic recession post-World War I, we took over the management of this place because we were doing our rice business and it's next to our house. And this place became the initial hub for our business here. So since 1919, this place, which 170 years ago used to be the last port of call for many Chinese, came to sleep, went to sleep in the eyes of the public. It became our private property where we did our businesses. But the structure itself and what came with it remains very much the same. Places here which used to be showrooms and residence upstairs became storage rooms and rooms where the people who work with our family would live. More importantly, this place hosts the shrine for Ma Zhou. Now, she's been here for too long that we don't have a record of where she came from. We anticipate she's been in here for over 200 years. And Ma Zhou is the deity that all the Chinese traveling in those period respect very much. This place houses 3 Ma Zhou. And to the public, she's been forgotten. To a very few who come and pay respect to her. And she's been with us ever since. So, as a Wanglee, I pass this place 3-4 times a year. Pretty much everyone took it for granted. It was an old office, old building with old people living around here. Until 2 years ago, this place, which predominantly is used as an office and storage for the rice, the people living here were getting very old. And the condition wasn't conducive for modern day living. So we decided to relocate them. As soon as that was done, what became very apparent initially was buildings which are left unattended deteriorates very quickly. We could start to see rapid deterioration. And that's when it came to pass that it needs to be restored. You have to bear in mind that the Wanglee, we're in the typical industry business, agriculture. We're in finance a little bit, but we're not in property development. We're a very close family. This place doesn't belong to any single person, but the family as a whole. But what we decide, as a group of us who lives here and passes here most often, is that it would be such a shame if one was to collapse, and then it would just make so much more sense to just knock it down and then think about what we could build on it. So that's really the initial thought, before it became Lhong 1919. So we started the restoration process, and that's when we started to see the value, the history, the really, really rich history of this place, coupled with the discovery of the murals painting, which has been pretty much in the news because these are original frescoes that were painted when the building was built. And we tried to restore it in such a way that it represents this place had it been looked after very well for its whole life, not as if it was finished yesterday. The great thing, the really rich history, and I think it means a lot to maybe just a few people, is that to have a piece of history like this in such condition, money cannot buy, time alone cannot buy. And it's a combination of people's negligence or the fact that they don't know, ignorance, by painting over these pictures, because it was out of fashion, and then us deciding to restore it because it would have been so easy just to knock it down and build something else, right? And to see this, and that really creates a very rich background for us to build anything on. By the time we're restoring, we're exploring options as well. This place sits on the space by the Chao Phraya River, 6 rai of land, which is relatively big. On our opening night, I think we had about over 4,000 people here. And I was telling a lot of people that, commercially, this place would be most financially viable if I were just to make it into a parking space, But to make this place into an event space, which means we have a lot of big space, which is available to be rented on a certain basis, means that most of the time it's a very open space, and it gives value to a lot of people. You see a lot of river space, people trying to milk out as much as possible from the piece of land they have. But because this is our family land, and we intend to maintain its integrity architecturally, historically, as much as possible. But because it's merely a structure with some really pretty paintings, it's not a museum. I don't have ancient, delicate relics lying around to be shown. We're not a museum operator. What we think and what we've done to make Lhong 1919 probably suitable for hosting events is we want to make it contemporary with more than sufficient amenities to host modern days events. We think this provides a good backdrop, an interesting new backdrop, apart from the usual venues which would come on the list, for people nowadays where creativity is boundless to come and incorporate it with a part of history. And for us, as the management of this place, to learn from it as well, for what this place could become. A lot of places that in the initial plans could have been rented out for restaurants, we decided, maybe we keep to exude the capacity that other people will bring. And there's many combinations of the free spaces that we've had. After we opened, the grand opening was a very successful event, and immediately after we hosted one big event for IFLA, I think it's the International Federation of Landscape Architects, here, as a night gala dinner. So in the hall, which only 3 years ago was storing rice. So we're gradually learning. We're not a catering company, we're not an event organizing company, but we try to manage this place and learn by working with people who come and host or come and share their resources here, including our tenants as well. The way we choose our tenants, our restaurants, the shops that come here, they all add to enhance the history that already stands here, and we decide to bring it back to the people. The building itself is the compound, actually, the compound. We value it as a national treasure, and I think the rest of the public values that too. In terms of the paintings itself, it gave us the impetus to dedicate ourselves into restoring it as best as we could, and I think it provides a really important source for new generations of restorers, historians to come and learn from it. And that's why we keep one part still in restoration, so people can come and learn about restoring. And with this, we have other events like Chinese operas, which come and enhance the venue. With the paintings and restoring process, with the availability of worshipping Mazo, with the Chinese opera coming in, with the community coming in, we hosted an event while we were having the market. People can still blend in with each other and not overlap with one another. The space here I think is big enough to accommodate all of that, and I think that event, the first one, was very successful, and we have a lot more in line. And they're all very creative, very different.
So for anyone who's watching this video and they haven't visited Lhong 1919, because it's fairly new, it's amazing that you have this incredible national treasure and landmark, and you've restored it. And a lot of places like that, they just open for corporate events and rest of the time they're closed. But you've opened the doors to the community, so if an individual person wants to come over, there's opportunities in the evening to have dinner here. You've got restaurants.
Yes.
And yeah.
Yes, indeed. As I say, this place, 6 rai in this area, is very big. You have to bear in mind, we restored this not with the intentions of making it super financially viable project. It has to be financially viable, of course, because we do business. But it is big enough to be shared with everyone. I think you were here for the event and you saw the mixture of the people with the event, with the people local people coming to worship, and with a very international event going on concurrently. But gradually we're spending more time here to learn about how to make this place contemporary and worthy on a day-to-day basis to everyone.
So the venue is event friendly, as you mentioned. A corporate meeting planner wishing to do a gala dinner can hire the place or part of Lhong 1919.
Of course, in our next event actually there will be an outside caterer coming in.
And getting to the venue, how would a group of corporates arrive at the venue?
Well, there's three ways. You can come by boat, you can come by road, or you can walk. Now, Khong San area, this is a bit farther out. The surrounding community, it's very localized. The closest ones would be the Millennium Hilton and the Peninsula, which would be around there. Yes. This is walkable. It's about 1 kilometer from the Millennium Hilton. You can walk from that aspect. It's about 5 minutes from the closest BTS station by motorbike or by taxi. The most convenient way, I think, for international events to come by boat. We can arrange that, and it has been arranged in several formations. There are two piers here. One crosses over from the Chinatown area. When we have events, we can charter a shuttle boat which runs around from places which are very easy to get to, either public transport from BTS Taksin, Chao Phraya, which is very popular, and also River City.
So for a client who wants to charter a boat and have a cocktail reception on board, cruise along the Chao Phraya River of Kings, and then arrive at the venue after a cocktail cruise, your piers can accommodate the larger boats to dock here.
Actually, on Sunday we had a boat which carried 400 people docked here. I was quite surprised. There was a good 300 plus people on one of those big dinner cruise boats. That's fine, no problem.
And lastly, how would an event planner contact the venue and book the venue? Is there a website?
We have our Facebook, has all the contacts there. We're very accommodating, as I say. We are new, the whole team is new. Although very competent, we are new in the business. We are happy to collaborate with people, and and it's a good learning experience. We are sitting on something which is historical. To couple that with anything which someone would be willing to come and try would be very, very interesting.
Dr. Saran, congratulations on restoring and bringing Lhong 1919 back to life. I think your ancestors would be very proud and delighted of what you've achieved.
I hope so. I don't think they've come to my dreams yet. Maybe soon, maybe soon.
A great venue for corporate meeting planners to consider, and thank you for watching.